For years, the Porsche 911 has been the powerhouse of the automotive world. It's not just a car, it's the embodiment of Porsche's innovative spirit. But as the climate crisis becomes more pressing, even Porsche needs to reconsider its approach. The question now is, can they still produce the thrilling gas-fueled 911s, or is it time to switch gears towards a more eco-friendly model? Porsche has an intriguing answer. The Porsche's 911 Hybrid. It's a blend of the car's legendary history and a new eco-conscious direction. Prepare for a deep dive into the captivating world of the 911 Hybrid, where tradition meets innovation. The automaker has set some pretty ambitious goals for the future, with 80% of its sales planned to be electric by 2030, all judging by the enthusiastic reception of their new electric vehicle, the Taycan, has received. They're well on their way. They're even aiming for 50% electric sales by 2025. But if you're worried about losing the classic Porsche feel, don't be. Oliver Blume, Porsche's CEO, has reassured enthusiasts that they're not abandoning their roots. In fact, they're committed to offering a blend of traditional internal combustion engines, hybrids, and battery electric powertrains across all models. Even the beloved 911 isn't being left out. It'll get a hybrid version, while the 718 Twins will fully transition to electrification. Speaking of the 911, did you know it almost didn't make it past the 90s? At one point, Porsche considered replacing it with their front-engine models, such as the 924, 944, and 928. Luckily for us, they decided to stick with the 911, allowing its iconic legacy to endure. This iconic design has barely changed since the 60s. To the untrained eye, differentiating between models can be a tough task. But did you know the roots of the 911 can actually be traced back to the humble Volkswagen Beetle? It's true. Ferdinand Porsche originally designed the Beetle, or the Type 1 as it was known, which later became the iconic Beetle sold worldwide for decades. So, when someone quips that the 911 is just a glorified Beetle, there's some truth in that. Initially, the 911 was called the 901, but a disagreement with Peugeot over 90X naming conventions led to the now famous 911 name. The first 911, revealed in the 1963 Frankfurt Motor Show, was fitted with a rear-mounted, air-cooled flat-six engine, also known as a boxer engine. The earlier models came with a 2-liter engine, generating a modest 130 horsepower, coincidentally the same as its top speed in miles per hour. Over the next decade, the engine size and power output grew significantly. The 210 horsepower 2.7 Carrera RS is highly coveted by enthusiasts thanks to its top-notch performance. Things took a serious turn with the G Series, produced between 1973 and 1989. This model brought new aesthetic and technological upgrades. Most notably, it was the first 911 to feature turbocharging. The 1975 911 Turbo, cranking out a whopping 260 horsepower, was one of the fastest 911s at the time, though turbos weren't a common feature yet. Fast forward to the late 80s, and the 911, or 964, took things a step further. The model integrated bumpers into the design for a sleeker look and introduced all-wheel drive with the Carrera 4. The Carrera 2, a rear-wheel drive version, came soon after. Then came the 993. A model many Porsche aficionados still see as the most beautiful and well-balanced. It had the first 6-speed manual gearbox in a 911 and featured the Tiptronics S automatic transmission with steering wheel controls. Under the hood, a 3.6-liter flat-six engine, pumping out 268 horsepower, later upgraded to 282 horsepower in 1996. Next up, the controversial 996. Following such a beloved generation of 911s, the water-cooled 996 landed in 1998, with some grumbling from the purists. The company was struggling financially and had to make some changes, even turning to Toyota for consulting help. The base model had a 3.4-liter flat-six engine with 300 horsepower. A twin-turbocharged 911 Turbo was introduced in 2000, boasting 414 horsepower. Fast forward to 2004, and the 997 arrives, bringing back the round headlights and introducing a more refined design than the 996. All models in this generation had over 300 horsepower, and the new GT2 packed a staggering 530 horsepower. Some purists weren't thrilled about the changes, lamenting the softening of the 911's thrilling edges. But the 997 had a refresh in 2009, known as the 997.2, that introduced several performance and chassis enhancements across a wide range of trims. Then came the 991s in 2011, hailed as one of the prettiest 911s in decades. But it wasn't without its controversies. The shift to electric steering wasn't appreciated by all, yet it had plenty to compensate for this. It introduced a new level of brutality with the GT3 RS and made the Targa cool again. The 991 was a complete redesign, featuring a large chassis for improved handling and more room inside. Under the hood, the base model boasted a new 3.4-liter flat-six engine, churning out 345 horsepower. The Carrera S had a 3.8-liter flat-six, pumping out a robust 395 horsepower. Now, let's talk about the 992, the pinnacle of over 50 years of car evolution. Building on the major strides made by the 991, the 992 truly takes your breath away. One of its key features is the wide rear fenders found on all models and the sleek recessed door handles that pop out for use. A cool touch is the contoured hood that harks back to the original 911. Inside, it's pure magic. It's decked out with multiple digital screens, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and 2 USB ports. However, the analog technometer at the center serves as a constant reminder that you're in a true sports car. An interesting point of discussion with the 992 was the gearbox, which had a slot for an electric motor. At the time, Augustine, the 911's chief engineer, said they hadn't decided on producing a hybrid. Let's switch gears and talk about the future. It's no secret anymore that Porsche is testing a 992-based hybrid prototype, the 992.2 generation, expected to make its grand debut sometime in 2023 as a 2024 model. The anticipated Porsche 911 Turbo S Hybrid is likely to be packing a 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine from the standard car, complemented by a beefy 136 horsepower electric motor. This electric motor, similar to those of other hybrid Porsches, could bump the total output to an eye-watering 700 to 800 horsepower. But there was a significant hurdle. Porsche engineers had a real challenge fitting the hybrid powertrain into the 911's design. They needed to ensure the car's balance and performance-driven design wouldn't be compromised. While it was a tight squeeze, they nailed it without compromising much trunk space. However, the first Porsche 911 hybrid isn't going to be a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Instead, it'll be a mild hybrid with a 400-volt system. The electric side of the powertrain will be charged by a flat-six engine, providing a performance boost as required. This configuration implies that the hybrid 911 could potentially rival or even surpass the 0 to 60 mph time of the normal 911 Turbo S, which is a jaw-dropping 2.7 seconds. Rumor has it that the Porsche is cooking up a brand new chassis for a major redesign, set to hit the streets in 2024. This means more room for creativity and a perfect balance in their iconic 911 series. And hold on to your seats, because the 911 GT3 might receive a nifty upgrade to its 4.0-liter naturally aspirated flat-six engine, delivering even more power. Not only that, but the 911 Turbo and Turbo S models might also see a boost in their 3.8-liter twin-turbo units. But wait, there's more! Porsche enthusiasts, get ready for a thrilling twist. Rumor has it that a new hybrid version of the Turbo S range topper could be in the pipeline. Now, you might be wondering how this hybrid system compares to the mind-boggling Porsche 918 Spyders. Well, hold on tight, because the 918 Spyder boasts two electric motors, one for the front axle and another working in tandem with the gasoline engine to power the rear wheels. But wait, there's a twist again. The 911 Turbo E Hybrid is expected to feature a similar system, but with an extra electric motor exclusively dedicated to the front axle. This additional electric power will add some weight to the car, tipping the scales at an estimated 4,446 pounds. With Porsche's engineering prowess and the sheer force of a hybrid system, this 911 will still be a formidable beast on the road. Now, here's the kicker. We don't have any sneak peeks of the interior just yet, but we can anticipate some upgrades to the infotainment system and perhaps even some fancy new display options in the gauge cluster, specifically tailored for the hybrid 911s. But fear not, for we have faith in Porsche's ability to deliver something extraordinary. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think about it in the comments. See you next time.